they don't know that. But I was actually a prison wife. So, yeah.
Because where was your Gucci bag at 15?
You know what? I might have not had a Gucci bag, but I had their dad, okay? At 15, so. 16. Yes. Who wants me to be their sugar mama? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Anyways, next question.
Like getting clipped or anything, because I guess they're embarrassed of me for being our friends and stuff. I would say we lost a bit of friends.
Really?
Yeah.
How does that make you feel?
To be honest, there's nothing I can do about it.
But there is.
I mean, it's...
If you thought you'd seen it all on TikTok, just wait until you hear about Ash Trevino, the so-called worst mom on TikTok, who has been at the center of a major controversy after appearing on Camila Araujo's podcast. And let me tell you, what she revealed in that interview has people absolutely shook. We're talking about kids without beds, questionable parenting decisions, and a whole lot of excuses that are just not adding up. The internet has been on fire, debating whether this is just another case of social media exaggeration, or if there's some real cause for concern here. But before we dive in, let's break down everything that was said in this viral podcast, and why people are calling Ash Trevino out for what some are calling outright neglect. And trust me, once you hear what's going on, you might never look at her content the same way again.
And do you guys have beds yet?
No, we don't. Not yet. Mom, that's not funny. I sleep on the floor.
And it's really terrible.
I sleep on the cold
No,
hard
I
floor
know, it's bad.
every night.
I don't really know why you're laughing. That's like really bad.
And I know I tell them that that's bad too, like all the time. Like I say, it's like you guys
You
need
never
to
tell
be
us
on
Do you feel like your mom ever takes advantage of you guys?
No, I would never do that. No.
Yes, you have.
When?
When you said send a galaxy in exchange for my medical history.
Oh.
So let's spill the details, because this is one messy situation that you need to hear about. Alright, so let's get straight to the part that has everyone fuming. Ash Trevino admitted that her kids don't have beds. Yes, you heard that right. In the podcast, Ash casually dropped the bombshell that her children sleep on makeshift sleeping arrangements instead of proper beds, and she didn't seem too concerned about it. People were quick to point out that she has the means to provide for her kids, yet somehow a simple bed is out of reach. This revelation sparked outrage across social media, with many calling it outright neglect. People started questioning where her priorities are. Because if you can afford to be on social media 24/7, you can afford a bed, right? But trust me, that's just the beginning of the madness in this podcast. Ash's defense for her parenting choices made everything even more controversial. Instead of addressing the backlash with understanding, she doubled down, saying that people are just too quick to judge and don't understand her lifestyle. But here's the thing, this isn't about judgment, it's about basic care. When people questioned her financial situation and whether she could actually afford beds for her children, she gave vague responses that left more questions than answers. Some viewers pointed out that she's constantly online, posting content and engaging in drama, so it's not like she doesn't have time to improve her kids' situation. This has led to a growing debate. Is she just unbothered, or is there something deeper going on here? Because let's be real, when people criticize bad parenting, the first response shouldn't be defensiveness. It should be accountability. And get this, Ash's children have reportedly lost friends because of her social media presence. And it's not hard to see why. With her every move being plastered all over TikTok, some parents don't want their kids associated with the chaos surrounding her. It's one thing to be a social media personality, but it's a whole different story when it starts negatively impacting your children's lives. Imagine being a kid, just trying to have a normal childhood, and suddenly, your mom's online antics make you the talk of the town, except not in a good way. Instead of focusing on maintaining stability for her children, Ash seems more invested in her own online persona, which has led to serious consequences in their social lives. Losing friends at a young age can be incredibly isolating, and many people are calling her out for putting her online presence before her kids' well-being. And if that wasn't enough, let's talk about her upcoming wedding. Because, yes, she's apparently planning one while she's still legally married. That's right, Ash Trevino is not even divorced yet, but she's already making arrangements to walk down the aisle with another man. And get this, the man she's planning to marry is none other than the top gifter on her TikTok live streams. You heard that right. This isn't just some private romance happening behind closed doors. It's happening in front of thousands of people who have seen the interactions play out in real time. This has raised some major red flags for people who believe she might be prioritizing money and online validation over genuine relationships. It also raises questions about whether this relationship is built on actual love, or if it's more about financial gain and social media clout. After all, her soon-to-be fiancé is someone who has continuously given her money through TikTok gifts, making people wonder if this entire relationship is just another performance. Fans and critics alike have been vocal about how concerning this situation is, with many pointing out that instead of focusing on fixing her personal life, Ash seems more invested in keeping her online engagement high. The internet is waiting to see how this all unfolds. But one thing's for sure, this is some of the messiest drama we've seen on TikTok in a long time.
Nobody to people, because that's when I was more confident, didn't care how I look, and now since I'm publicly, I've cared more about how I look, how I go out.
Question. Do you have beds?
Well, I don't live with my mom.
But at your mom's house?
No.
You want to know how it smells?
Literally walking through the mall and you hear somebody just singing the song out loud. And then they're like, "As Santos, he knows smell well." And I'm like, oh my God, they know the song.